It's something many people don't realize until much later in life. There isn't always a clear moment when you know you missed out on a childhood. It doesn't announce itself loudly. It shows up quietly, through comparison, through conversations, through memories that don't quite exist the way they seem to for others. One day, you hear someone talk about being carefree, about feeling protected, about being allowed to just exist without responsibility. And something inside you goes still. Not because you're jealous, exactly, but because that experience doesn't fully belong to you. Not every child gets to have a childhood. Some children grow up too early, not by choice, but by necessity. They learn how to read the room before they learn how to play. They learn how to stay quiet before they learn how to express themselves. They learn how to manage emotions that aren't even theirs yet. And from the outside, they often look mature, responsible, well-behaved. But inside, something is being postponed. Psychologically, childhood isn't defined by age. It's defined by safety, by having space to explore without fear, to make mistakes without consequences that feel permanent, to rely on adults without needing to take care of them in return. When those conditions are missing, development changes. The body grows, but the nervous system stays alert. The mind adapts to survive rather than explore. Many people who didn't get a childhood don't realize it at first. They may even take pride in how independent they were, how early they learned responsibility, how strong they had to be. And that strength was real. It mattered. It helped them survive. But survival is not the same as being seen, supported, or protected. And the cost of early strength often appears later. Children who grow up in emotionally unpredictable environments learn quickly that their feelings are inconvenient. They sense when it's not safe to need too much. They become attuned to others' moods, needs, and expectations. This is not empathy in its healthy form. It's hypervigilance, a constant scanning for danger, rejection, or instability. The nervous system stays on guard, even when the child looks calm. Some children become caregivers long before they're ready. They mediate conflict. They comfort adults. They take responsibility for siblings. They learn to suppress their own needs because there isn't room for them. Psychologically, this creates a pattern called parentification. The child learns that love is earned through usefulness, not presence. And that belief doesn't disappear with age. Other children grow up in environments where emotions are ignored, minimized, or punished. They learn to stay small, to stay quiet, to stay out of the way. They don't throw tantrums because they know no one will come. They don't ask for help because they've learned it won't arrive. This kind of emotional neglect is invisible, but its impact is deep. The child learns that needing is unsafe. What's important to understand is that many of these children don't remember feeling unhappy. They remember functioning. They remember adapting. And adaptation feels normal when it's all you know. It's only later, often in adulthood, that the absence becomes noticeable. When relationships feel confusing, when rest feels uncomfortable, when joy feels unfamiliar or undeserved. Adults who didn't get to have a childhood often struggle with something they can't quite name. A sense that life is heavy, even when it's stable. A feeling of being older than their years, but also strangely behind. They may excel at responsibility, but struggle with spontaneity. They may be reliable, but disconnected from pleasure. They may appear emotionally composed while feeling internally exhausted. Psychologically, this happens because parts of development were skipped. Play, curiosity, emotional expression, and safety were postponed in favor of survival. Those needs don't disappear. They wait. And when adulthood arrives, they surface in indirect ways. Through anxiety, through burnout, through relationship patterns that feel confusing or intense. One of the most common experiences among people who didn't have a childhood is delayed permission. They don't feel allowed to rest unless everything is done. They don't feel allowed to enjoy things without guilt. Relaxation feels unproductive. Play feels irresponsible. Joy feels conditional. This isn't because they don't want these things. It's because their nervous system associates safety with vigilance, not ease. Many of them struggle with asking for help. Independence became a necessity early on, so relying on others feels risky. Even when support is available, it doesn't feel reliable. They may intellectually know they're not alone, but emotionally, they still feel like they are. This creates a pattern of overfunctioning. They give more than they receive. They handle more than they should, and they quietly burn out. Relationships can feel especially complicated. People who grew up too fast often learn to read others well, but lost touch with their own needs. They may attract partners who need care, guidance, or emotional labor. Or they may struggle to trust partners who offer stability, because stability feels unfamiliar. Chaos feels normal. Calm feels suspicious. Another layer is grief. Grief for something that never happened. Grief for a version of childhood that existed for others, but not for them. This grief is rarely acknowledged because there's no clear loss to point to. No single event, just an absence. And unrecognized grief tends to turn inward. It becomes self-criticism, emotional numbness, or a constant feeling of being slightly out of sync with life. Society often praises children who grow up quickly. They're called mature, wise, responsible. But rarely do we ask what it cost them. Maturity gained through pressure is not the same as maturity grown through safety. One creates resilience with warmth. The other creates resilience with tension. And tension, over time, wears the system down. Adults who missed out on childhood often feel a strange pull backward. They may crave comfort, reassurance, or care in ways that feel confusing or embarrassing. They may enjoy childlike things privately while feeling ashamed of it, or they may reject anything that reminds them of vulnerability. Both responses come from the same place. Unmet needs looking for resolution. Psychologically, healing doesn't mean reliving childhood. It means acknowledging what was missing, naming it without minimizing it. Many people dismiss their experiences because others had it worse. But pain isn't a competition. Your nervous system doesn't compare. It responds to what it experienced. And if safety, consistency, or emotional attunement were missing, that mattered. One of the most difficult steps is allowing yourself to feel compassion for the child you were. Not pity, compassion, recognizing that you adapted intelligently to circumstances you didn't choose, that your strengths came from necessity, not preference, and that it's okay to want more now, even if you survive then. Reclaiming parts of what was missed doesn't mean becoming irresponsible. It means integrating softness into strength, allowing rest without guilt, allowing joy without justification, allowing play without apology. These things may feel uncomfortable at first. The nervous system may resist them because they feel unfamiliar. But unfamiliar doesn't mean unsafe. Another important shift is learning to receive, to let others show up, to accept care without feeling indebted. This challenges deeply ingrained beliefs about worth. But worth was never meant to be earned through endurance. It was meant to be inherent. People who didn't get a childhood often become deeply empathetic adults. They notice what others miss. They care deeply. They understand pain without explanation. This sensitivity is a gift, but only if it's balanced with self-care. Otherwise, it becomes another way of giving without replenishment. Healing is not about blaming parents or rewriting the past. It's about updating the present, creating safety now where it didn't exist before, learning that it's okay to slow down, that you don't have to earn rest, that you don't have to be strong all the time. Many adults discover that when they finally allow themselves softness, creativity returns, curiosity awakens, laughter feels lighter. These aren't signs of immaturity. They're signs of integration, the nervous system learning that it's finally safe enough to exhale. Not every child gets to have a childhood. But many adults get the chance to give themselves what they didn't receive, slowly, gently, without rushing. And that process isn't about going backward. It's about finally moving forward with wholeness instead of survival.